Hello children, welcome to AIMS India online class biology session. Today we are going to study about the organization in living things. In this lesson we are going to discuss about how the living organism is formed, how the arrangement of cells, what are the functions of different cells and tissues in the organism. Okay, overall how the organism is formed we are going to understand. Okay children, are you ready? Shall we proceed? Okay, let us proceed. There are millions of different things in the world. Those things are classified into basically living things and non-living things. Some of them are living and some of them are non-living. The living things exist along with non-living objects on this earth. They exist together. The living things show characteristics that include cellular organization. They show nutrition, respiration, growth, excretion, reproduction, the movement or locomotion, and response to the stimulus. These are all the characteristic features of living things. Whereas in non-living things, we cannot see all these things. Life processes are not performed by non-living things. See, non-living things and living things both are to some extent formed in a similar fashion. How? Both living and non-living things made up of atoms, made up of molecules. Okay, up to this level, small level, the non-living things and living things are similar. This molecular level goes to complex molecular level, or atoms combine to form the molecules, molecules combine to form the macromolecules, the macromolecules combine to form the either solids, liquids, or gases, or colloids in the non-living things. But whereas the living things, the organization is very complex. These macromolecules form the cells, tissues, organ systems, and organism. Okay, so several organisms combine to form the population, several populations combine to form the community form the ecosystem, and the ecosystem, several ecosystems combine to form the biosphere. So here, without non-living things, the living things also cannot exist. For example, air, a non-living thing. All living organisms require air. Okay, plants, living things. Soil, non-living thing. Without soil, plants cannot live, isn't it? So like that, so there is an association between the living and non-living things. Let us proceed. Organization. What is organization? How it proceeds in the living things. In addition to the cellular organization, the living things exhibit unique organization which allows them to coordinate the different functions of life. Okay, means the organization is not stopping in the living things by the formation of cells. Again further it is forming different levels of organizations. You will see the different levels of organization in the living things. What is the definition of organization? The term organization denotes the manner in which smaller units or components of any structure are aggregated into higher or bigger units. Okay? The organization is a systematic. The smaller units or components of any structure are combined, aggregated into the higher or bigger units to perform the bigger tasks, isn't it? Each unit of aggregation represents the level. Each unit of aggregation represents the level of organization. The main function of organization is to help the living things to perform different functions and thus sustain the life. Okay? So here each unit of aggregation represents the level, the first level of organization. So that is cellular level, molecular level, tissue level. Like that, the higher levels of organization performing the higher tasks. So these different functions together will help to sustain the life. In order to survive, that living organism has to perform different functions. In the beginning itself we have studied, like nutrition, respiration, excretion, reproduction. So these are all the different functions performed by the organisms. So the higher the aggregation of the smaller units to perform the different functions. Okay. So for example, here the cells combining to form the tissue. A tissue here forming an organ. So this is an organ related to digestive system. So several organs of digestive system combine to form a system called digestive system. Means a system includes different organs but performing only single function, that is digestion. Like this, several systems combine to form the organism. Okay, this is called organization. Smaller units combining to form the bigger units, they are aggregated to form the organism. Okay. Next, levels of organization. There are two broad levels of organization, one below the level of organism and another one is above the level of organism. These two levels constitute the lower levels and higher levels of organization respectively. So let us see here the levels of organization. The first one is below the organism. Below the organism, the lower level of organization. The lower level of organization is atoms combine to form the molecules, combine to form the protoplasm, form the cells, form the tissues, form the organs. This is up to lower level of organization. Then the higher level of organization, organs form the organ systems combine to form the organism, several organisms combine to form the populations, several populations combine to form the communities, and the communities combine to form the ecosystems, several ecosystems combine to form the biomes, several biomes together form biosphere. Okay. So this is the ascending order from smaller to bigger one. and several biospheres combine to form the earth, several planets combine to form the solar systems, several solar systems combine to form the galaxies, several galaxies combine to form the entire universe. So the biggest level of organization, the formation of universe. The smallest level of organization is the atoms. Okay, so from organisms, populations, communities, ecosystems, biomes, biosphere, all these are come under the ecology, study of the living organisms in relation to the environment. Okay, the levels of organization are simple to complex, lower level to higher levels of organization. So let us see one by one, lower level to higher level. The levels of organization, once again, each living organism is made up of parts, subparts, and so on. For example, in plants, in flowering plants, there are roots, stem, branches, leaves, flowers, fruits. These are all different. There are different parts are present. Okay, all these parts and subparts combine to form the entire body of the plant. The body of the plant is composed of roots, stem, branches, leaves, flowers, fruits. If you go further, seeds. Okay, so like that, these parts have further subparts. Again, they have further subparts. For example, a flower consisting of sepals, petals. Come on, sepals, petals, stamens, pistil. Like that, so many parts are there in the flower. Leaf, a leaf consisting of petiole, the stalk of the leaf. Okay, leaf blade, veins, veinlets. Okay, like that, the different parts. Branch, a branch is also having nodes, internodes. Okay, so like that, the total body of the plant is divided into two main systems, that is root system and shoot system. So how the root system and shoot system are formed, we will come across the further study. So likewise, if you take the animals also, there are the parts such as head, neck, abdomen, hands, legs, feet, eyes, and so on. So different parts. All these parts represent the lower levels of organization up to organs. Okay, up to organs, the formation of below the formation of organism, that is the lower level of organization. Okay, so here you can see how the plant is formed, organ system in plants, organ system in animals. The cells combine to form the tissues. Tissues gives rise to organs. Organs gives rise to organ system. So if you take the organ system in plants, one is shoot system, which is above the ground. Another one is the root system, which is below the ground. If you take animals also, here the cells combine to form the tissues, together form the organ. Several organs together form the organ system. Here the heart is given, it will form the circulatory system. Okay children, this is the levels of organization we are discussing about. In the levels of organization, the first molecular level. Molecular level, all organisms are made up of cells. The cells are made up of smaller parts called organelles. cells are made up of smaller parts called organelles. The organelles in turn made up of smaller particles called molecules. The molecules are made up of smaller particles called atoms or the various elements like carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, okay, and so many. So these molecules have further given rise to larger molecules, okay, and they are called macromolecules like carbohydrates. So how the carbohydrates are formed? By the combination of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Several bonds are formed in between them and a complex molecule is formed, okay. Then proteins. How the proteins are formed? The proteins are formed by the combination of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, either nitrogen or even sulfur also present in the proteins. They are formed by the combination of amino acids, okay. Amino acids are the building blocks of proteins. Next, fats. How the fats are formed? They are more complex compared to proteins. So how they are formed? By the combination of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. They are made up of fatty acids and glycerol. And nucleic acids. How the nucleic acids are formed? These nucleic acids are also formed by the combination of the nitrogen bases, okay. Purines and pyrimidines are present. So they are also combined the formation of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. So like DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, the RNA, ribonucleic acid. So these are all the macromolecules. What are macromolecules? Large molecules or complex molecules. Carbohydrates, proteins, fats, nucleic acids. These are all the complex molecules. So like this, the organization at the molecular level, if you see, atoms combine to form the molecules or compounds. So these molecules combine to form the macromolecules. They combine to form the organelles. Organelles means the smaller parts present in the cell, inside the cell. These several organelles combine to form the cells, okay. Then above the level, next level, let us proceed. The living substance called protoplasm, which makes up the cells. The cells is made up of all these compounds. The protoplasm, how it is formed? Protoplasm is the combination of carbohydrates, proteins, fats, nucleic acids. Means the macromolecules combine to form the protoplasm, the living substance that makes up, means that protoplasm leads to the formation of cells. The DNA is an important compound responsible for the transfer of characters from parents to children or offspring. It is known as the molecule of life. DNA is known as the molecule of life. So thus, at the molecular level, following organization occur. What is that organization? Atoms combine to form molecules. Molecules combine to form compounds. The compounds combine to form the organelles, and organelles finally form the cell, okay. That is cellular level of organization. So those cells further combine to form the tissues, and the tissues combine to form the organs. Organs combine to form the organ systems, several organ systems combine to form the organism. Okay, from atoms to cells. So that is the ascending order, from smaller to bigger one. So now come to the cellular level. The formation of cell is completed. The cellular level of organization. A cell is the lowest level of cellular organization. It is the lowest, means the smallest. It is the smallest living unit and is capable of performing all the functions of life. Though it is very smallest unit, it is capable of performing all the functions. For example, in unicellular organisms like amoeba, paramecium and bacteria, all the functions are carried out by the single cell. That is, though amoeba is a single cell, it undergoes digestion, respiration, excretion, reproduction. Okay, so that's why it is the unit of the smallest living unit. The unit means it represents the structure as well as function. So we can define the cell as the structural and functional unit of living organisms. Okay. Next, in multicellular organisms, if you take higher organisms, although each cell can carry out the important functions of life, it is not capable of existence on its own. Okay. In multicellular organism, the cell is having the capability of performing all the functions, but the complex functions are performed by the multicellular organisms. So it requires further level of organization. Okay, we have studied up to the atoms combine to form the molecules, molecules combine to form the cells. Further, tissues, organs, organ systems and organization and the organism level of organization we are going to discuss. So cellular level, a muscle cell, in the cellular level only we are going to discuss more. So for example, in the previous slide we have ended with though the cell is having the capability of performing all functions, but all the cells may not perform the same functions. So to give the clarity to that sentence, so let us proceed. A muscle cell cannot obtain its own food or oxygen. Okay, then how the muscle functions? So the other specialized cells in the body collect the food and carry the oxygen. Here muscle, in order to survive, it requires food and oxygen. In order to perform its function, it requires oxygen and the nutrients. But by itself, the muscle cell itself cannot get it, cannot obtain. Then how that function is fulfilled? Another specialized cells like RBC, red blood cells, or the transport system, it carries the oxygen and the nutrients to the muscles where it utilizes. Okay. Next, all the cells do not perform all the jobs. So from the above it is clear that all the cells do not perform all the functions. Different tasks or functions like the ingestion of food, the digestion, respiration, excretion and reproduction are divided among the group of cells. It is divided among the group of cells. So let us see the chart which represents the different types of cells performing different functions. Okay, here, so let us start with the brain. The cells present in the brain, they are called neurons. So you can observe, compare the structure also. The structure of these neurons is different. Their structure is such that they can collect the information and transmit the information. Okay. For example, next, blood. The blood cells, you see WBC, RBC, blood platelets, their structure is different and they perform different functions. And if you take the heart organ, it is made up of muscles. The muscle cells, their structure is different and they perform different function. They perform the function contraction and relaxation. And here the muscle system, muscular system, different types of muscles are present in the body, like voluntary muscles, involuntary muscles. The structure is different compared to heart muscles. Here the muscle structure is different. Okay. Then organ like pancreas. The pancreas, the cells are different. They secrete, they are secretory in function. Some digestive juices and hormones are produced by the pancreatic cells. Okay. And the reproductive cells, in female, the ovary produces egg cell. In the males, the testis produce sperm cell. And the kidneys, the cells of the kidneys, they are called nephrons. Their structure is different and they perform different function. The liver cells, hepatocytes, their structure is different and they perform different function. They secrete bile juice. Okay. Next, the bone cell. The bone cell, osteocytes, their structure is different compared to remaining cells. Next, the lung, alveoli, the units of lungs, their structure is different, they perform different function. Like this, the different tasks or functions will be carried out by different cells or different tissues present in the body of living thing. Next, the cellular level. In animals, the nerve cells are very long and this helps them to conduct the messages from one part of the body to another part. And similarly, in plants, the xylem elements are long. Xylem elements are long and tubular, are specialized for movement of water from the roots to the stem and leaves. Okay. So xylem, if you take the animals, so for example, let us take the system of respiratory system. The cells of respiratory system, are different. The lungs are made up of the special cells called air sacs. Their arrangement is different, their structure is different. They are richly supplied with blood capillaries and they help in the exchange of gases. The brain is made up of neurons. The brain is made up of the neurons. So those cells are different and they perform the function like the conduction of the messages from one part of the body to the other part of the body. That is coordination function. Okay. So the muscles which are supporting the respiratory system, the diaphragm is a muscular structure. The movement of this diaphragm helps in breathing. Ribs, the movement of these ribs help in breathing. The lung tissue, it is a spongy, means here the structure is related to the function. The structure is related to the function. In the plants, if you take, so for example, xylem tissue. Xylem is a conductive tissue in the plant. It is a complex tissue. So this xylem transports the water and minerals from roots to the upper parts of the plant. So these there are different types of cells present in this xylem. Xylem vessels, xylem fibers, xylem tracheids, like that. The phloem also, it transports the food material from leaves to remaining all parts of the plant, up and down. Okay. So like that, the different tissues or different cells present in the body of a plant or animal, depending upon their structure, they perform different function. Okay. A alveoli of lungs can perform respiratory function only, exchange of gases, not the digestion function. The cells of digestive system will perform the digestion function. Okay, thus finally the structure is related to the function. Okay children, I hope you understood the today's topic. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel, press the bell icon for receiving latest updates.